Testing, testing. Okay, we're live. Hi. Hello, friends. As always, let me know if you can hear me. I have my little microphone on and got my tea water boiling. I have my little pillow to sit on here. I am so excited for today's conversation. But before we get into it, I'm going to talk about what I do, which it feels like kind of weird to take up space in this way to just talk about what I do. But I know that there's been some interest. And so I'm really excited to share about that. So if you can just pop in the chat, if you can hear me, just kind of confirm that my microphone is working. If you are going to have some tea with me, this is our little ritual where we have a little tea party. So if you're going to grab something to drink, this is a great time to grab it. Today I'm making hibiscus and rose herbal tea. So I'm going to get that started right now. My water's boiling. And yeah, I know there's a couple people here. So just pop in the chat where you are watching from and if you can hear me. Okay, great. Tamea, hello Tamea, and she must be able to hear me, so amazing. So I'm just putting 2 whole hibiscus flowers in. That literally should be enough to make my whole beautiful glass French press turn red and beautiful and gorgeous. Hibiscus is so good for women's health, great for menstruating women. So just FYI. And then I'm going to put some rose in. I love rose. These are just organic rose petals. And hot tip, if you buy bulk organic rose petals, they are much less expensive if you buy them in bulk. And then you can do these cool things that you can buy elsewhere for like a ton of money. There's a wonderful company, and I love the company. It's Anima Mundi, and I'm not picking on them because I believe that their product is totally worth it, and their packaging is so beautiful, and it's so gorgeous to get their rose powder. But you can get this beautiful rose powder. The color is gorgeous. It's this deep, rich pink. It is so pretty. And it's a powder made from ground organic rose petals that you can put on your latte, or you can use as a facial scrub. In the shower, just put a little bit of the rose powder in your hand and a little water and just use it as a scrub. It is so wonderful, but it's really expensive. So a little tiny jar of this rose powder it's a lot. And I discovered that if you get your bulk rose petals and you put them in a coffee grinder, like a super clean coffee grinder, and you just grind them up till they're a fine powder, you can make the same thing for a fraction of the price. So just a little hot tip for you if you're interested. Make your own rose powder. It's really, really nice. And such a sweet addition to your morning cup of coffee with cream foam on top. And yeah. So I'm going to go fill up my tea. My water's boiling, and I'll be back. Great. Sarah's watching from Michigan. Cami says hi. Friends, tell me what you're drinking. I would love to know what you're drinking while I pour my tea water. Okay, so I'm pouring my tea water. I'll just bring the whole thing over here. What are you all drinking today? So, yeah, I'm just so excited to share about our topic. And I'm sharing it not for me. I'm sharing it really for you because truly, because I, first of all, want you to know that things like this are out there. And also I want to give you a somatic experience of what it feels like to feel fully cared for. And so that even if you could never come see me, you can feel this for yourself in your own body, because it's possible. I'm just a helper to get you there, but you can get there yourself too. And so that's what I want you to come away with after our conversation today. So I hope your tea is poured and steeping. Hilda says hello. Hi, Hilda from the Netherlands, drinking green lemon tea. Oh, beautiful. Oh, it sounds so good. Okay. So my tea water is poured. I've got my rose and hibiscus steeping, and I'd like for us all just to land together. I love doing a little landing for our weekly ritual. And so if you can just sit up tall on your sitting bones, maybe even rock side to side and feel like your sitting bones are settling, 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 settling into your chair. And then feel your feet on the floor, spread out your foot bones, spread out your toes. Feel the front inside of your foot and the front outside of your foot. And then the back, your heel. Feel those corners of your feet sinking into the ground like a footprint in the sand. And just take 2 breaths with me, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Another one. And then take another couple of those, in through your nose, out through your mouth, inhaling for about 3 or 4 counts, and exhaling twice as long. And as you do that, inhaling and exhaling twice as long, keep going just like that. And as you do that, feel roots growing down, down, down through your feet, down through the earth, down through the baseboards of your house or the building where you are, down into the dirt, down into the roots, down into the rocks. Notice gravity and how gravity pulls these roots down into the earth. Noticing how gravity holds your bones down to the earth. One more deep breath together. Good. Really, really important to do centering, grounding practices with your body, especially when we're going through challenging times in our lives, challenging times in the world. You know, there's always things happening in the world that feel out of our control, and often they are out of our control. And oftentimes there is things we can do about them, but they're usually small things. And sometimes these are big problems that we're dealing with. And so it can really spin us out. And so the best way we can support the causes and the people that we love is to actually get centered. And so these grounding practices really help us come back to us so that we can feel better, even when our heads are going crazy, even when the world is feeling like it's a dumpster fire. We can't really serve ourselves or anybody else if we're wrapped up in that. And so the more we can ground, the better it is for us and for our family and for our causes. So my tea is still steeping, but look, it's already turning this beautiful pink. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I love it so much. And I found that packaged hibiscus teas can kind of taste weird and sour to me, but whole dried hibiscus is just incredible. So I'm going to let it steep for a little bit longer. And great, we have 13 people watching live. This may be a new record. Amazing. Welcome if you're here and I haven't said hi to you yet. Here's Kim is on. She says hello. Hi, Kim. Oh, beautiful. What a family we're developing. This is like, I said this on an Instagram post over at my Brianne Grogan Instagram. It's at im.briannegrogan. So it's different from my Vibrant Pelvic Health Instagram, it's just a different flavor. It's like we're all multifaceted beings, right? And so there's lots of sides to me. just like there's lots of sides to you. And so I have my Vibrant Pelvic Health stuff, which is one flavor. And then I have my I am Grogan stuff, which is another flavor. And over on the Brianne Grogan Instagram, I said on one of my posts, I said, join our quiet revolution. And I feel like that's what this is, this little Tuesday tea ritual. It's like our quiet revolution. And I'm not going to promise I'm going to do this forever, but at least for now, this is feeling really sweet and fun to just like join with these beautiful names I recognize, women who want to feel more rooted. Like we want to feel our bodies. We're not afraid to go there. Oh my God, right? A lot of people are afraid to go there, but we're not. So go team. Okay, I'm going to get right into, oh, hi, we have a new person, Karen Minery, 7686, first time tuning in live from New Hampshire. Welcome. I think I got that right, New Hampshire. Have my hot mug of wild chaga, local maple and cream. Oh, dang, sister, that sounds amazing. Whew, I wish I was drinking that right now. Okay, so just kind of speaking of these Tuesday teas before I get into today's topic, which is what my pelvic care looks like. Again, I'm not saying this just to talk about myself. I want you to have a sensory somatic experience of what this could feel like, because you can make it happen in your own body right now as you're watching. So we're going to talk about that. I also am kind of tempted to show you my new piece of art that I just got for the Healing House. Oh, it's so cool, and it has a story. And I also want to talk about upcoming lives that I have scheduled. So I'm telling you so that you can plan to be here if you want to be. The replays are always available after they're done, but you might want to show up live to one of these. It would be really fun. And also just because I want to like hype you up about especially one of them. So next week is, as you're watching this now, next week is February 3rd. Next Tuesday. And February, like the month of love. It's also Heart Month in, I don't know, like how there's a month for everything? Well, Heart Month, I believe it's like the National Heart Association or something like that has deemed it Heart Month. It's also the month of love, Valentine's Day, and just, I don't know, a nice time to bring some light into what in North America is still very cold and dark, at least where I live, time of year. So for Heart Month, we're going to do a really cool session tea party about how to open your heart. And I have some really, really grounded practices that I think you're going to like. So I'm super stoked about that. It was a suggestion from one of you. So how to open your heart. That'll be amazing. I hope you'll join me live. Then the week after that, I thought it would be fun to do just a chat, like ask me anything. I'm kind of the talking head here. Unfortunately, it's not a conversation where we can actually speak live, but it'll be really nice if you're here live and can join in the chat. Oh, hi, Susan. Nice to see you, honey. Susan is an amazing artist, everyone. Susan Sacco. Susan, you should put your website in the chat. She's an amazing artist, and I have one of her pieces in my house, and I just rearranged where it is, and it is so epic. It's so epic. And it has to do with my story about this new art that I got here, so I might bring it in. Okay, anyway, February 10th is Ask Me Anything. It's just going to be a chat, a conversation, and it can be about anything. Of course, I am a doctor of physical therapy. I do specialize in pelvic health, but I'd almost rather speak about other things than pelvic health, because that's kind of what my other channel and my other side of me is about, Vibrant Pelvic Health. This is kind of different. It's more personal. It's more mind body. It's more depth. It's more real, raw. Not that pelvic health isn't real and raw. It's very real and raw, but this is just a different flavor. So bring your questions and let's have a chit chat. And then I believe there's actually going to be a week off, the one after that. But the following week, I believe it's February 24th, 26th, something like that, we're going to do human design. And inner child work. We're combining them. I have a human design expert, one of my friends. She's going to come and we're going to do tea together. And hopefully this all works out. Fingers crossed, nothing changes. But we are going to talk about inner child healing through the lens of human design and what your human design is. So if you don't know what human design is, we'll talk about it on that call. And also I would encourage you to like get your chart printed out so you can have it in front of you, or just at least know like what your main human design, what's it even called? I don't actually know what it's called. Like who you are in human design. What's that called? Where I'm a generator. So there's a generator, there's a manifester, there's a projector, there's a manifesting generator, and there's a reflector. So that's the main thing that you need to know for this conversation about inner child healing using human design. It's going to be so cool. I'm so excited. So save the date for that. Okay. Awesome. Oh, hey, Nikki. Good to see you. I always love Nikki's like fireworks in the chat, the POW button. It makes me so happy. So Nikki, cheers to you. All right. So that's what's coming up. Let's all have a sip of tea. I'm going to go ahead and pour my tea right now. It's like such a beautiful pink color. And I'm going to take a deep breath. It's such an odd position being the one talking because I'm just talking to air, although I also know that you all are here. So that makes me really happy. Nikki, today I'm drinking rose and hibiscus. It's beautiful. It's so good. Oh, I love it. And it's actually going to be even better when it steeps for a little bit longer. So, oh, good. Karen says, ooh, I have my human design and everyone in my immediate family's printed from like 5 years ago. That's awesome. Will be fun to dive back into it again. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, human design has been really helpful for me personally. So, okay, I want to show you before we get into the healing house and kind of what I do, what my full day ceremonial pelvic care sessions look like. I just want to spin you around and show you where I am. Because you may have seen this, but maybe you haven't. This is where I do my work. I have women's circles here. And I was just like, can you hear me? I hope you can. I do women's circles here. And I also do my treatment sessions here. So this is where I am when we're doing our little Tuesday teas. Isn't that kind of fun to see? And I want to show you my new painting. So this right here was done by a local artist who I absolutely love. I have followed her for years, and I just am obsessed with her work. It's beautiful, and she's a really cool woman, a young mom. She followed her dreams for art, and she's really making a name for herself. Now, this painting is very unlike most of her pieces. I'm having a hard time getting it to like actually figure out how to do this in my computer. But I want to show you this piece because I think it ties into, well, a lot of things, but it ties into the work that I do. And it ties into the work that you're doing just by being here, just by being part of this quiet revolution who's not afraid to get into your body and to get out of the swirls of the thinking mind and to feel your feelings and to face them and to feel death, to feel life, to feel regeneration within your own system, to feel rebirth within your own system. Oh, it's not for the faint of heart. You know, when you start actually feeling your feelings and feeling your body and noticing the cycles within your body and noticing what's going on, not just like floating through life and powering through life and pushing through life, but actually feeling through life, it can be a lot. And it's so beautiful because this is where the magic is. Oh my God, you're here. You know it. I love it. So this painting with the bones, it is really special to me. I first saw it after doing a ceremony. Well, actually, I did 2 ceremonies this last summer, 4 or 5 months ago. One ceremony was with my husband. We'd been through a tough time in our marriage, and we ended up doing a funeral for the old, young couple, like the old couple that was us before all this shakeup and shenanigans happened. And I talk a little bit about this in last week's replay of this Tuesday tea. We talk about relationships. So we had this rupture and we had this hard time. And we've been married now for 20 years. But basically, the first 19 years of our marriage, we laid to rest. We gave it a funeral. We buried it. We literally had a funeral. We buried a hole in the ground and stuck some symbolic things in the hole in the ground and covered it up and had this beautiful emotional rite. And we were crying and it was a whole thing. And we came out like burying the old version of us in our relationship and moving forward together in the new version of us, the new marriage, essentially. So it's almost like we got remarried. We're like a new couple. So that was a really powerful ceremony that we did here on the land that we live on now. So another ceremony I just did specifically for myself, and it actually was with bones, with animal bones, but they were a beautiful, beautiful gift from the therapist that I was working with for a number of reasons. I was working with this amazing somatic therapist to help with some of the relationship things that my husband and I were going through, and also to help with some family of origin stuff, ancestral stuff, mother wound stuff, all the things. And sorry, I think I have things in my teeth. So anyway, I really felt too long of a story to go into, but symbolically, my therapist gave me this set of animal bones that her husband had found when he was hunting. And it was like I'm not sure what it was, but it was a rib cage of maybe a coyote, or it was a smaller animal, but still pretty significant. And I had this incredible ceremony here on my land where I buried a hole. I put the bones in the hole. They were so symbolic to me. And I buried them with roses, and I was crying. It was a whole thing. I had music playing, and I buried these bones right by my peace tree, which is related to Susan Sacco, who's here on the call. Susan painted my peace tree for me, and it is one of my most prized pieces of art. And so I buried these bones right by the peace tree, and I remember thinking to myself, how beautiful to put to rest these parts of me, these pieces of my past, this history. I'm putting it to rest in the ground. And through this degeneration and decomposition of these bones is going to grow new life, is going to grow grasses and flowers. And I was really excited for the day, like this coming summer, when I'd go to that spot where I buried the bones and I could see the grass and the flowers like coming up out of the ground. I was really excited for that. So then when I saw Christine Cooper, the artist, this piece that she painted, completely, obviously, she did not know my story. She didn't know I'd done this, but I saw this piece and I'm like, oh my goodness, I must have this in the healing house, because the painting, again, it has the bones and it has roots coming up out of the bones, which, by the way, they're gold and they catch the light so beautifully when it's sunny out. So there's roots growing up out of the bones. And then from those roots grow flowers. And then from the flowers, there's a bee with little pollen coming off of his feet. So the bee is pollinating other flowers, paying it forward, just like I do, right? Just like we all do. Those of us who don't be afraid to die to our old selves, who maybe aren't even afraid of actual death. I'm not. And that's just me. And that's a personal preference, but I'm not afraid of death. We're all going to do it. We're all going to die. And so I'm like, to me, that gives me the impetus to get the most juice out of this life that I can and to feel all of it. And so I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of metaphorical death. I'm not afraid of burying old parts of myself, burying stuff that I'm done with, that I'm ready to move on from, and let it recycle into something new and beautiful. And again, the pollination is like paying it forward, teaching our children these hard-earned truths, this wisdom from ourselves, from our experiences, teaching and sharing with our friends, and being, better stewards of our land, better stewards for our family. And for me, doing the work that I do with my hands, with my new way of doing care for my clients, which is whole woman, whole pelvic care, through these beautiful full day ceremonies where we put to rest parts of you that may be stuck inside. We find the stuck patterns of tension and holding, the stuck emotions that may be inside of you, and we gently and lovingly transform them. We release them through movement, breath, and body work. And that's what I'm doing these days. And so that's what my full day, whole woman, whole pelvic care sessions, that's the point of them. It's not massage. It's not physical therapy. It's not somatic therapy. It's its own thing. It's its own thing. And so that's what I do. I'm going to take another sip of tea. Let's see if I have any comments that I'd like to read. So if you have anything to say, please type it now. I'm going to have a sip of tea. I don't have one of my breast mugs today, but I have this fabulous Buddha mug. I love this. It's so pretty. So let's see if we have anything here. Yeah, okay. Karen says, so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. That's potent medicine. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Susan, the story in your painting is incredible. Yes, Susan, I am so grateful for you for painting that for me. It really was such a blessing. And Nikki says, yes. Okay, amazing. So if you're ready, let me talk specifics about, like, I'm going to actually be so specific. I was thinking about this and I'm going to bring my computer closer to me because I have a little thing. I copied and pasted something that she's a friend and colleague, Dr. Janine Krause, and she recently came for one full day to the Healing House, and she received care from me. And so she's a friend, she's a colleague, I've known her forever, and I love her. And she was kind enough to write up a description, like sort of it's not really a testimonial, it's just her experience of what she experienced here at the Healing House. And I thought it's actually probably most powerful for you to hear from the lens of a person who didn't really know what she was getting into. Rather than me, like, I know this through and through. I've been the client. I've been doing years and years and years and invested so much time, energy, and money into my training for this that I almost know it too well. So it's like, how do I describe it? It's like I am so in it that I don't even barely know. Sometimes it can be hard to find the words. So I am going to read Janine's description of what she experienced. So I'm hoping that, I think I'm still recording. I just switched to a new page. Can I get confirmation from someone? I just switched back to you. I'm on my computer. I'm like switching tabs. Can I get confirmation that when I just switched like a second ago, you could still see me? Tamia says yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, great. So I'm going to switch over again. And now I'm going to read. So please don't zone out, because I know it's kind of weird to listen to someone reading, but this is a really great description. So this is from Janine. She says, last Thursday, and sorry, real quick. She's a naturopathic doctor, and she specializes in Chinese medicine, just to give you some background into who she is and why she is kind of talking the way she's talking. So Janine says, last Thursday, I had it, sorry. I forgot that it started this way, and it made me laugh. Last Thursday, I had an exorcism of sorts at my friend Dr. Bree's house at the Healing House. Dr. Breanne Grogan is a pelvic floor physical therapist who, after 2 decades in her field, realized there's more to health than exercise protocols, healthy food, and supplements. The pelvic floor is the root chakra in Ayurvedic medicine, and it's the lower dantian in Chinese medicine. In Western medicine, it's the area of the lumbosacral plexus where nerve roots exit from the end of the spinal cord to travel down the legs to the feet. Either way you look at it, it's a very busy place with lots of nerves. The fascial tissue right under the skin and the muscles below have nerve branches that run through them. If any area in the pelvis is tight or has experienced trauma, it can impact how the nervous system communicates. Are you tracking with me still? I hope so. This is Janine just kind of giving a background for the complexity of the body and the reality and truth of how powerful the pelvis and the center of the body is. Okay, so back to it. If any area of the pelvis is tight or has experienced trauma, it can impact how the nervous system communicates. When the nerves in the pelvis are not able to send messages back up to your brain in the typical manner, the body can go into fight, flight, or freeze mode. Traumatic childbirth, a bad accident, sexual abuse, and overuse of one side of the body are just a few of the many ways the pelvis can become dysfunctional. Even fear can become lodged in this area due to how the body contracts when in a fearful state. Dr. Bree's Healing House is a soothing environment that has all the elements to help someone not only feel safe, but also be able to reconnect and restore connections within the body as a whole, not just the pelvic floor. Plus, you get to stay overnight, so you don't have to go right back into life. You can integrate and relax from your retreat. How are we doing? We doing good? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Each retreat includes whole foods, balanced meals, and snacks that Dr. Bree makes for you. You don't have to think about anything or lift a finger to help. Receiving and relaxing is part of the rewiring, repattern, and relearning experience. It's so fun too. It's so fun to cook for my clients. It's one of my favorite parts. So, what does the experience retreat look like? When you arrive, you drink tea and you talk about your goals and intentions for the retreat. I had only one day, but typically people have 2 or even 3 full days of this. I can't even imagine. Her total body balancing session started with me laying down on her sound lounge for 25 minutes of vibroacoustic therapy. Pulsed electromagnetic frequencies work just like music. They sing a song to our cells to help them relax. This is what the sound lounge does, but the sound you can feel because you're laying on a speaker system disguised as a lounge chair. If you've ever had a friend with a big bass system in their trunk in high school, when the back seat vibrated from the music, it's a similar feeling, but this music is much more soothing without the trunk rattle. After my entire body was vibrating with good vibes, we headed into the living room to get our circulation going with some movement therapy. We opened up every joint in the body by moving slowly, intentionally, and in a fluid manner. This was a challenge for a fitness junkie like me who learned from the fast-paced Jane Fonda and Richard Simmons, but the result was incredible as every joint felt warmed up in a way I've never felt with my usual mobility routine. Next came the body work and the exorcism. I'm not talking deep tissue massage that was so painful it sounded like something out of The Exorcist. Bree's massage and myofascial techniques are nothing like that of the thumbs and elbows of my massage therapist. She has a way of combining breath work, firm pressure, visualization, and tapping into your subconscious to tap into your body's vault of stored emotions, energies, and feelings. Turns out my calves, my left inner thigh, and my right hip were harboring some little T's, little traumas from life experiences and past relationships. With Dr. Bree's guidance, I was able to identify, visualize, and release what came up when these areas were addressed. It took a while. I was on her massage table for a full 4 hours, but there was so much deep release that it felt like no time had passed at all. After the body work, you have time to walk, bounce on her rebounder, or just relax before she treats you to a relaxing dinner where you can journal, unpack your session, and fully integrate all that just happened. When it's time to relax before bed, she encourages you to take a bath, use her infrared sauna, read, color, whatever, but just take time to be inward and quietly reflect on what you learned in your session. So that was her description of what her full day of care was like. And again, as she said, I really ultimately like to give people 2 or even 3 days of this care experience because we didn't get to address all aspects of Janine's body. So I'll describe that in a moment when I take you through a somatic feeling of what this feels like. Okay, we're almost done. Janine says, personal reflections and outcomes. And then some background. Your calf muscles, hamstrings, glutes, and back muscles all the way up to the skull are connected in something called the posterior chain. Turns out mine was holding a lot. And maybe it was the source of why my body was weakened enough to allow my L5-S1 disc to herniate a few years ago. Either way I look at it, the nagging tension and awareness in my lower back and hip are completely gone now. Prior to working with Bree, my low back and hip took turns nagging me in the morning and after long drives or prolonged sitting. While I don't have overt daily pain anymore, after a lot of work I've done superficially, I believe the work on the emotional and spiritual realm with Bree was what I needed to fully release what I'd been hanging on to in the pelvis and calves. I also had some breakthroughs about my future that felt big and exciting. I'm still letting them percolate, so we'll see what evolves. It's been 6 days since I had my session, and I feel amazing. Sometimes you need to escape from your day-to-day surroundings to be able to discover what you need to feel good in your body. In a day we're going virtual, so much is going virtual, and healing seems to be outsourced to meditation apps and YouTube videos. The power of human connection is vital. Dr. Bree is bringing back a lost art, if you ask me, and I'm going to be recommending her to my patients, especially those in Tacoma, because it's just a 4-hour drive to her house just outside of Redmond, Oregon. And then she ends by saying, what would a full 24 hours focused on yourself, no distractions, and with a guide to help you do for your health? I have no doubt it would accelerate your ability to feel amazing in your body so much faster. And then she says, if you're curious about Dr. Bree's one-to-one retreats, check out briannegrogan.com/experience. So obviously that was written from Janine. That was written like as a blow by blow of her experience and what she got out of it, kind of as a testimonial, but really it was for her email newsletter list, people who subscribe to her newsletters and receive, updates from her. And that's why it was written the way it was, with some kind of like background and explanations. But I thought I'd read it to you because she just encapsulated it so well. And again, I think can really describe it in a nice way. I'm a little too in it to always describe it like that. So I'm going to take a sip. That was a lot. Yeah, that's awesome. Nikki says, I want and need this all. Yes, Nikki, I mean, and that's the thing is I offer this to people all over the world. You don't need to live in Oregon to come see me. I mean, yeah, clearly it's a big ask. It's a huge energetic, financial, time, commitment, obviously. So I know not everyone can do it, but some people find a way, and so that's one reason I'm sharing this with you. But again, I also want you to just kind of consider how much healing is possible when you do feel, when you allow yourself to sink into your body, to be safe enough to really go there with yourself. And so while I love being a guide for people and helping them through the process, you can also do a lot of this on your own, And so I thought, if you need to stand up, go for it, like shake it out. But I thought I'd take you through a somatic experience in your body of what I do for the body work, hoping that it can help you feel really dropped in and relaxed, because that in itself is a little mini healing right there, a little mini healing. So I just want you to imagine yourself with me, okay? Does this sound fun? Should we do this? Let's do it. Let's take a sip. Oh, hi, Dana. I don't know if I already said hi to you yet. I feel like this is the first time I'm seeing your name. Hello, Dana. Nice to see you again. And Karen says, you're a gift to the world. This is the magic and work the world needs. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for saying that, Karen. And this is it's the way humans are meant to work together. It's not about protocol. It's not about rushed agendas or timelines or productivity and efficiency. I'm a physical therapist. I come from the medical world. And granted, I haven't been in a care clinic for a long time. But when I first started my work 20 years ago as a physical therapist, I was in first a skilled nursing facility, which is more of an inpatient hospital-like setting. And very focused on efficiency, productivity, everything documented in this certain way, blah, 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 group things because we want to maximize our productivity. We need to get everyone together and make things as efficient as possible for insurance billing, blah, blah, blah. Then when I went into the outpatient orthopedic world in a clinic, it was also about efficiency, productivity, really kind of keeping your treatments normal and like very protocol based and very much like, I mean, it was always weird when I would take my client that I was working with to the gym area and have them do hip circles. Everyone was kind of like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you doing like bird dog or like, you know, these little basic boring exercises? And so there's a time and a place. There's wonderful things about regular, modern, if you will, medicine and standardized protocols and research and all of that. There's wonderful things about that. And I feel so passionate about bringing back this lost art of the healing happening in the body, through the body, with me, not as some white coat doctor who's giving you the answers, but me helping you find your truth within. And that comes through slowness, through no timelines, through safety, through gentleness, allowing you to feel safe enough to actually unwind what's already inside of you. It is powerful. It's magic. It's medicine. It's the true medicine that we were all born with, and we all have it. It's just those of us who are waking up to going back to the ancient ways of helping people feel. I mean, how did the ancients discover anything? Anything from, you know, science things to all the things the ancient people passed on to us. They learned it through getting still and figuring it out through quiet, through observation. It didn't come from research and outside sources. It came from silence and quiet and inward and introspection and observation. That's how people figure stuff out, you know? Like it's powerful, and we can apply that to our health too. So that was my soapbox. Let me calm down. I'm going to feel gravity. This is what I do when I get amped up and excited about things, even if it's good things. I'm like, okay, feel gravity. Feel my roots, soften one part in the body. Be my jaw. Okay. I'm back after my soapbox. Let's go through a somatic experience and then we'll wrap this up. So I want you to, I'll keep my eyes open, but if you are able to, close your eyes and let's just go through this like you're coming to see me. So I'm going to take you through what 2 to 3 full days of care would look like. But I'm going to take you through it right now in one session. So just know that if you ever did come see me, and again, we're not doing this about you coming to see me. This is really a somatic experience for your body, what you could experience. But just know that this wouldn't all happen in one session. This would be broken up into 2 or 3 days. So if you can close your eyes and you can just imagine coming in to my home, being welcomed into a place that just feels so light and bright, but also cozy and comforting with furry, soft things and nice smells, maybe a candle burning. I will have saged the room so it has kind of that herbal scent. You know that I've blessed the room. I've opened the space and it's just so ready for you. It's so inviting. And so you feel this energy of just, this is for me. And at first it kind of like feels like a lot because you're like, oh my God, who am I to receive this? But that's part of the unlearning of that bracing against receiving that so many of us have, because there's no expectations. You don't have to perform. You don't have to do anything. This is just for you. You just get to relax and be held. And so you slowly start to sink into it. You exhale And if you are listening right now with your eyes closed, please exhale right now, long and slow. And after we've had some time to connect and talk, we've done some movement, we've done some breath work. Take a big sigh, because in our breath work, we do some sounding to get you to know what it feels like to make a sound, to open your throat, to express. So take a moment just to do that with me right now. Low from your belly, low from your pelvis. Taking up space. Safe to be fully seen and expressed in all of your colors, all of your glory, all of your beauty, all of your pain, all of your mess, all of it. So safe, no judgment. So then you would get onto the treatment table and you'd be cozy. I do everything I can to make you more comfortable. It's like, gosh, what can I do? How can I make you 5% more comfortable? And I do that for you, whatever it is. And then we begin with your bones. So we begin by grounding you into your bones. I begin at your shoulders, spending minutes just letting your body rest into the earth, feeling gravity holding you down, letting our systems come into coherence. I let you feel what it's like to recognize that you have a skeleton on the inside of your body, your very own set of bones, and just feeling those bones. I and your bones are the container, the steady masculine energy container that allows your feminine energy, the Shakti, to flow. And so you may or may not start feeling, as you feel that containment of being held and grounded into your bones, you may feel, what's starting to flow? You might start waking up in your body. Some people experience just comfort or relaxation. Some people experience a lot through holding the bones. So we go down from your shoulders, your sternum, your hip bones, your pubic bone, your thigh bones, down to your knees, your shins, your ankles and feet. Feeling rooted, feeling grounded, feeling safe, feeling held. And again, feeling some containment so that you really can start to just be and feel you. And then we flip you over onto your belly. And from there, we work up the back body. Because when the back body is imbalanced and tight and off kilter in the hips, in the calf muscles, the back of the thigh muscles, the glutes, the low back, those angel wings on your mid-back, when they're tight and imbalanced, you really can't impact the pelvic floor and the pelvic area very well. We got to bring that back into balance so that pelvic work that we're going to do actually sticks. So we rebalance the back body. We go slow into the tissues and see if there's anything in there that may have an emotional component, some emotional holding that's created this tension that may have been there for years. So after that work, we flip onto your back again. So you're now heart up toward the sky. And from there, depending on your needs, because it's always about you. It's always about your needs. It's not about a protocol. This isn't a plan that's the same that I have to follow for everyone. It's really you sinking into you. And everything takes as long as it needs to take. And everything is only with your consent. Every step of the way, you are being asked, you're participating. We're not chit-chatting, but you are participating. I am asking you consent to move to the next section, to move on to the next space. And only when I get consent will I move from your jaw, your face, your neck, your shoulders. Just feel that in your body right now. Feel how much your body may desire to be relaxed and held through your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. And even you can touch your own body right now. To the breasts, to the belly, to the deep hip flexors, to the womb space, to the ligaments that connect from the hip points on your front down to your pubic bone, down to the front of your thighs. And then and only then would we move toward the vulva, the yoni, the outer, the inner, deeper pelvic floor, the cervix. All of this so slow and so safe and so led by you, not by me. I am letting your body lead the way. I am letting your body finally feel and exhale. Finally feel, this is what it's like to unwind. And when I unwind, this is what I feel and this is what I see. You know, you may have something stuck in the yoni, in the cervix, in the pelvic space that needs to move through. And so if that involves tears, if that involves grief, if that involves joy and ecstasy, it doesn't matter. Whatever is in you is ready to move through, that can happen because we've created the container of safety and slowness and you feeling held enough to let Shakti move. So that is the work. And from there, after you've had so much time to just let your body fully unwind and express in any way that feels like she needs to express, it's literally giving you a cellular felt change. You are changing on a biological cellular level and you're feeling it from the inside out. It's not me giving you something. It's you feeling a shift in your cells, feeling it from the inside out and letting it land by giving yourself time to really feel into it without bracing against it. And the way we do that is if there is bracing, we say, relax and breathe, soften one place in your body. We work together. Also, you integrate. And so when all the work is done, you're able to rest on the table, on the massage table. Just rest. There's no timeline. I give you time. I give you maybe a flower to hold in your hand at your heart. You just breathe and be. And after that, there's even more time for integration. You don't have to get in your car and drive away. You be quiet, still with yourself. It's not about getting into the car, turning it on and driving on the highway home. I give you food to like nourish yourself with. I let you be alone. You have your own private space to take a bath, to take a sauna, to do some infrared saunaing, to do a yoni steam, whatever it is that you need to just kind of come back, to journal, to do some coloring books, whatever it may be. You have that time in quiet for yourself. So, feeling now in your human body, feeling your feet on the earth, feeling your sitting bones on your chair, rolling your shoulders up and down your back, looking your head up and down, and then fluttering open your eyes when you feel ready and just looking around your space where you are in your home right now. And just hopefully you had a bit of a felt experience of what it feels like to really sink and relax and unwind, to let your body be cared for and held and softened. And even if it's just imaginary for you, even if you never actually come see me in my healing house for the experience, even if you never do that, we never do that together, you can still have that experience in your body. So I hope that gave you a little taste of what it feels like. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for listening. And Hilda has to go. She won't be here next week. Oh, she's having a women's circle at her home, but hopefully the week after. Amazing, Hilda. That'll be so great to have you here. Yeah. Is there anybody who has any questions? Like, how are you feeling right now? Anybody want to share anything while I take a sip of tea? Otherwise, it's been almost an hour. These tend to be an hour, I'm discovering. Or if you just want to relish in that feeling of your body being heavy and held, that's a wonderful thing too. Nikki says, thank you. Anybody else have anything they want to share before we go? Thank you so much for being here, my friends. And remember, next week, we're going to do a really beautiful heart opening practice. Tamaya says, feeling held. Good, 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 good. Yeah, again, you can bring it into your body just by using somatic visualization, by using embodied visualization, by using your breath and your sound, maybe even self-touch. And just imagine somebody doing body work with you for a lengthy period of time where you're just able to totally relax and let go. It's so amazing. Karen says, I'm yawning, feel so relaxed. Haha, thank you, Bree. How did an hour go by already? I know, Karen, I agree. These always go so quickly. So, and it's kind of like my body work too. Again, 4 to 6 hours on the treatment table. It's like a portal where you don't realize how much time has gone by, because when you are so relaxed and you are so safe and held, time just flies in the best possible way. So, all right, well, I'll leave it there. Thank you everyone for being here. Take a deep breath, feel gravity, send those roots down through your feet one more time. And I always encourage folks after they are with me for anything, whether it's an online coaching session, a call, or any work that we do together, don't just rush off to the next activity right away. If you can take a minute after I end this live stream, if you've been here, like we've gone on a bit of a journey. So if you've been here with me and you've gone on the journey with me, take a couple of moments before you rush off to the next activity in your day. Okay, I'm going to too. I actually lay on the floor when I'm done with these calls. It really is important. So, okay, Nikki, you're awesome too. I'm so glad you're here with me. Okay, friends, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. I'll see you next time. Bye, Dana. Bye, Tamaya. All right, bye. See you next week. Take a breath. Don't just go on to the next thing. I love you. Bye.